right? Where's the scout rifle at? I gotta have one saved, right? You know? Rope. Oh no, there's one. Oh yeah. What's up, Kenobi? How you doing? Nope, they gotta do it right at reset, Keel. Oh yeah, good to hear, Kenobi, good to hear. This thing does like no damage. What's good, truck? How you doing, man? Brian's going good, just doing some bounty prepping right now. For the hell of it. Not going like all out, but doing some. Just to do it. Piss off, Captain. Leave me alone. There we go. Leave me alone, sir. Yep, next two, yep. So just in case there's like... I don't know if they've revealed. I don't think they have yet, though. But just in case they got like some busted artifact mod. It's always nice to get it. Thing not done yet? Almost. Am I running right now? Bounties. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Fallen. Oh, that's solar damage. Okay. Put this on, I guess. There we go. Yeah, we're on Europa right now. Good old Europa. In an hour, we'll know. What's it coming, Revenant? That's when the live stream will go live. Just patiently waiting until then. What's up, Matt? How you doing? What am I expecting? I just want to know what weapons we're getting, as well as any new exotics. It will be rad, and you get a cool ass emblem for watching it too. Don't say that next to. As long as you have your Bungie account linked to your Twitch or whatever. I don't want to promote for that website because it's ass. Wow, you're gonna dish me, family tube? That's awful. Cold? Calculated? Mm-hmm. Whatever, dude. Alright, on to the next. What's good, Kenny? How you been, man? Oh, I hate the precision funnel bow. We're doing some bounty prepping at the moment. Gotta do them bounties. What's up, NAFTA, man? I won't hit you. One of these shots will go through that stupid thing. There it is. The reveal was in 58 minutes. So we're getting there. We're patiently waiting, as patient as we can be. I think we're all dying to see what they're gonna show. Yeah, we're getting there. We're just being patient as we can be, because I'm dying to see this. You've done zero prep? Yeah, you don't really need to. I normally don't ever do it, but I don't know. I just figured for once. far do I gotta go for this shit? So, Rock, how you doing? Alright, this is already too far. Okay. Oh yeah, we're doing too much, game. The enemy? Was that it? My lord. Oh yeah, Rock. I'll also come by the stream and start hanging out in here. Cool, man. Alright, 93%. Oh yeah. Let's get it. Alright, one more lost sector and we should be chilling. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing what weapons they tease or whatever. Sam with the sub for 18 months. Thank you, Sam, for the very generous sub. For 18 months, you could have subbed anywhere. Do you have subbed to this stream here today? We do not know why, but all we can say is thank you, Sam. I appreciate you. Very generous sub. I saw one sub train here today, folks, and we are just getting started. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate you. How's the prep going? I mean, we were doing prep and then we started helping someone with Xenophage. There was this randomly on the moon. I saw him doing it and I freaked out. So then I sent them an invite and we ran the quest line. That's where my priorities are at, you know? Way cooler anyway, right? You should, Agile. You should, man. Yeah, I want to go to Orbit Chicken. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Does anyone want to do, anyone in Trash Can 1 want to do the first encounter of the Prophecy Dungeon with me real quick? Just for this, bounty? Anyone interested? Mm-hmm. It's got to be Trash Can 1. What's Darvis doing? Darvis! Yo, Agile, join me real quick. You could just sit AFK. You don't even got to do anything. I just need someone in the fire team. Maybe one of them will join. Okay, there we go. This helmet, this was from the Dawning event, I believe. The armor set, or Solstice. I want to say Dawning. Mm-hmm. It's crazy, Agile. Cricket noises when I need something, huh? It be your own people. It be your own people, man. Cricket noises. When I need the clan for something. Mm-hmm. A million runs for us. No one joined when I need one. Just how it goes. I'll remember this Trash Can 1. I'm looking at everyone online that didn't join. Someone's joined it, actually. Nice. Thank you, next two. See? Can always count on him. W next two, man. Thank you, Kilo Napta. It's a thought that counts. Just gotta throw a pity party real quick and people will join. Yeah, Trash Can 1, I mean, listen, Trash Can 1's got spots. We just usually wait till the people are in the stream for a while. Keep showing up. We booted a lot of inactive people in Trash Can 1. Yep, hillbilly, yep. Yeah, nice try, buddy. Yeah, I love this helmet. G-Lo. The Prophecy Dungeon it is. No, it's got to be the official Destiny account food. Oh yeah, Agile. Oh yeah, man. That's why I said it wasn't going to be quick. We just needed people in here. That's why I was like, you could just sit AFK if you want to. I just actually need the clan members in here. It will solidify Neon. Who really is a #1 in the league. I did it on my Hunter kill. True, but Mike's team went freaking wild. Like, that is insane. Almost had it next to. Respect the effort. So inspirational, man. Yeah, it is, Hillbilly. It's the second encounter you get it from. Alright, one more run and then we're good. How you doing, Lug? Good morning, good morning. What the hell, right? It's fault too. Yeah, we're doing the first encounter real quick. Just for this bounty. Watching wrestling? Oof. Since like, as long as I can remember, to be honest. Probably like early 2000s. Like 1999. 2000. Yeah. I'm dead. No. The best in-ring? Oh god, Neon. But I don't even want to know, huh? Hell yeah, let's go Devarian. Best in-ring, but worst as far as promos. Ricochet, definitely. Awful at promos, but his in-ring abilities are insane. Hey, GG's Agile next two. Thanks for joining up. And then great at promos, but awful in the ring. LA Knight. I love LA Knight, but man, definitely not the best wrestler, but great on the mic. That's like current era though. The older era, like attitude. Best on the mic for promos and stuff, John Cena, but awful in the ring. Definitely not the best. And then I don't know. Who was good but not good on the mic? That's a tough one. Oh yeah, he was awful. Like absolutely awful. Freaking Goldberg. Oh god, did you Debarian? Yeah, that was insane. What's up, Zero? How you doing, man? Yeah, I couldn't believe that was real. That whole thing. I could not believe it. Yeah, it was wild, Debarian. I thought I was like on a prank show or something. That was crazy. Yeah, I shouldn't be sitting. Oh man, oh man. That's crazy. Low key, that's awful. Keep getting booted from the server? Really? That's not good. I'm probably not even gonna have time to do the other bounties, but I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad. He goes crazy, family too. He does. But you're right, Neon. You're right. I do. Someone's got to do it. What's up, Pistachio? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Apparently, I have bonuses there. Cool. Is Sparrow Tech dead? What the hell? Visible wall there? Oh, there's a public event going on. War sat down! Putting on div. Give me credit for this. Maybe it did. Oh. Yes! It did. Hell yeah. Let's go. Nice. True though, Neon. True. Real and true. Have you Choir of One fully unlocked with all catalysts? Me? No. Definitely not. Listen, I'm not a loot goblin. It was just a free public event clear for this stupid bounty, man. Can't just not do it. You know? Yeah, we could probably do that next too. We just gotta save a checkpoint, which is gonna be hard with the live stream at reset as well. On Dual Destiny? Yeah, a lot of people rage at that mission from what I've heard. Yeah, the bloodline just dominates WWE. There's so many people in that family. Any public events going on? Next episode is next Tuesday. When will the servers be online? They've been online all morning. They didn't take them offline today. Yo, Double Cup with a gifted sub. Thank you, thank you. The very generous gifted sub. You could have gifted that anywhere. If you have gifted it to this stream here today, we do not know why, but I like to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, Double Cup. I appreciate you. Making that now a 1 sub train here today, and we are just getting started. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Also, if anyone else wants a sub, might as well keep it going. Good, Double Cup. Good, man. Can't complain, can't complain. Doing some bounty prep before the reveal stream that we're going to have for the new episode. Everyone, make sure you stick around. I'm excited. Is this thing even at? One more void. Arc's almost done. Is there a public event anywhere? Anywhere? Nope. Yeah, I'm just trying to do a couple bounties before reset hits. Definitely not going all out. There's more I could do. But eh. Yo, next two. With a gifted sub, it goes to SoFlo. Thank you, next two, for the very generous gifted sub. You could have gifted that anywhere. If you have gifted it to this stream here today, we do not know why, but all we can say is thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Sheesh. Make that now a 2 sub train. We are just getting started. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I normally don't go on the Cosmodrome either. He really is. Yeah, he really is. I need ammo. Oh. Ammo? Special ammo? Maybe? Nice, Mike. Let's go. You'll love to see it. You get one of them today, yeah. And then next two with another gifted sub. Thank you, thank you. For the very generous gifted sub. We could have gifted that anywhere. Should have gifted it to this stream here today. We do not know why, but all we can say is thank you. Thank you, thank you, next two. And Avocado enjoyed the free sub courtesy. Up next to nothing. Making that now a 3 sub train here today, folks. And we are just getting started. Thank you, next two, man. These solo kills not done yet. All right, that one's done. What's up, Flex? How you doing? Alright, there's that. Now machine gun. New to the channel? Hell yeah, welcome on in. Oh, what up? Oh yeah, double cup. Sounds good, man. I'll be on still, so just hit me up, whatever you want to run. Not sure what we'll get into, but I'm sure we'll be running something. Yeah, just a little bit, Professor, just a little bit. Oh, man. Do these public events just not spawn in here? Poor Sparrow Tech, man. No public event over here. Oh yeah, cheers to Barry and cheers, man. Hello. Oh, public event. Nice. Clutch. Clutch. Wait, I need machine gun kills. No, I haven't finished that, Chubby, no. I have not. Slacking. Yep, so at 1 p.m. Eastern in 24 minutes. Yeah, no, not today, Flex. I wish it was today. We just have the reveal for the new episode today. Oh yeah, thank you, Randy. There you go, ICG, there you go. Go crazy. On Bungie's page isn't where the reveal's gonna be. Do I have a P.O. box? Yeah, I do. I use Mike's house for my P.O. box, actually. So if you want to send me anything. Yeah, okay, buddy. It won't be the first time I've done that, though, Mike. Honestly. True that, Mike. True that. uh. Oh, that's kind of dope, Double Cup. If you have any pictures of what you've done, you can post it on Discord. That's sick. Nice. Oh yeah, peace out. Alex, take care. Take care. We only got what? Yeah, 19 minutes until the reveal. Let's go. Oh man. There you go, Tyler. Nice. That's awesome. Oh, Vex Mythic class? That's sick. What's up, Horia? How you doing, man? Also, what's up, Lazy? Good morning, good morning. We're just patiently waiting on the reveal stream here. Releasing. Oh crap. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm right with the level cap going back up, to be honest. Get me off this thing. Alright, I need some ammo real quick though. No? G2 NPC? Like character? Eva Levente, duh. How's the semester been going, Horia? Harris Morn, she's alright. She ain't no Eva Levente, but... Hey. It's gotta be done now, right? Almost. There it is. Gotta pay attention to the time. Right, a holiday? Yeah, then she got rolled. Some stupid stuff. Rip Bozo. Yep, Mike, yep. A bit sad, isn't it? Oh. Alright, game. What the hell's going on? Yeah, low-key, isn't it in Atlanta? Family Tube? The, pay-per-view? They started it already? Alright, I'm gonna pause the bounty prep stuff then. I don't even care that much. Yeah, I sold Family Tube. I sold. Kick is doing like a thing at DreamHack, which is also in Atlanta. Instead of TwitchCon, I should have went to that. Because then I could have went to the event to represent Kick and go to the pay-per-view. I really sold. It fit beautifully. But, you know, soiled it. Soiled it. Oh, crap. I'm not even logged in this website. There we are. Nice. Woo. Here we go. Here we go. Scorn theme? Yo, look at the drip. You see those little like cowboy looking hats or whatever? Maybe not cowboy hats, whatever those are. Those are sick. Dang. Yo. Hold on. Okay, it doesn't zoom in on the video. Dang. Bam. Is that the dungeon armor, maybe? Someone just gave me a prime sub. Yo, is the guy I helped... Is that the guy I helped with Xenophage? Yo, if so, that's awesome. That very well might be. Yo. Or is that someone in here? Either way, whoever it was, thank you. Sheesh. Oh, hell yeah, Agile. I was like, did they just sub? Let's go, Agile. W, man. Alright, this is about the best I could get of the screenshot of the armor. That looks sick. Dang. That looks sick. I zoomed in as much as I could. Yeah, if you have your free subs, you can save them for when... I normally don't stream on Twitch, but I will be on there for the dungeon release. October 11th, because you get an emblem for subbing to someone on Twitch that's playing Destiny, as well as watching them for 2 hours. So, those are the only times I go and stream on that website. But it's hard not to when it's... They're going to do it anyway, right? They might as well do it in my stream. Yeah, that boss is crazy. What's good, Umbro, man? How you doing? Let's get it. Like when you can get it? ICG? Sure. What's up, Kyle? How you doing? Oh god, is it really? I don't even have the chat open. I don't even want to see it. This artwork is sick. They cooked with this. Let them cook. HRC. 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 Hell yeah, here we go. 4 minutes. Any last minute predictions as to what we want or what we're expecting? Oh no. Okay, oh no. Yeah, this is a preview, Wooly. Exactly. You're choosing me to win this week? Oof. I don't know if I'm going to bounce back this week. Oh yeah, what a cow. Yeah, I mean, the main hype with Act 1 is the dungeon. I mean, hopefully, Wooly. Hopefully. We'll see. I know, right? Agile, come on. Get on with the show. Start the show. Start the show. Yeah, that's fair. Logic, that's fair. Dungeon does not release today. It releases next Friday. This is just a preview of what's to come in episode Revenant, Act 1. Mr. Nice. Oh, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. Exactly, Loki, exactly. Yep.
Alrighty. Everyone, hello. Welcome.
Here we go.
Good day, good evening, good time zone to you all, and welcome back. We're coming to you live here from beautiful Bungie HQ in Bellevue, Washington. My name is Andy, and I work on the social media team here at Bungie, and today we're thrilled to get to welcome all of you into a very special stream, talking a little bit about what's to come with Act 1 of episode Revenant, launching just next week on October 8th. And also we're going to go ahead and take a little bit more of a look further down the road and talk a little bit more about Codename Frontiers. But worry not, just like always, you don't have to listen to just me tell you all about it. We have some amazing folks from the Bungie development team here to go ahead and talk through it as well. And I say there's no time like the present. Let's introduce our cast of characters so we can go ahead and dive on in.
Turn it up. It's up all the way.
If you've tuned into our Into the Light streams in the past, the one and only Jerome Viernich, senior narrative designer here at Bungie. Jerome, how's it going?
It's great. I'm glad to be here. How are you?
Doing well, thank you, and welcome back again. For the folks that may not have seen you on this show before,
quiet?
or
Why
had
is
a
it
chance to go
quiet?
check
It's
out
up
the
all the
live
way.
streams.
On. Yeah, no, I have it turned
tending
up
to
all
the
the
garden
way.
that is our lore and doing UI UX strings.
The fun stuff. So you're the blank space
Oh,
filler.
it's on their end.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
On
Press
their
X.
end, it's
That's
quiet.
me.
Okay,
They
I hold
turned it
down
up.
E personally, but we
Okay.
can
well,
discuss
I don't.
that
That's
later.
not my department.
That's all right. You know, we're here to
It was
we're
on their
crossplay
end.
friendly. It's okay. And then also sitting just next to him, someone who is joining us now.
They
in
had
front of
their
the camera,
audio
previously
quiet.
a member of our behind-the-scenes fire team who does so much of our heavy lifting.
See?
The
It
one and
wasn't
only
me.
Clayton Kisco, staff designer here at Bungie. Clayton, welcome.
It was their
Thanks
end.
for having me. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you. And hey, second verse, same as the first. Can you tell the folks at home a little bit about who you are and what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, so I'm a staff designer here, and I work primarily within the activities department. So I am in charge of building the skeleton and framework of the activity, developing the encounters and the boss fights as well, and building that amazing roller coaster that you tend to go on as a
We've been
player.
writing it for a while. Thank you very much for all
Yeah.
your hard work. Given that today's Tuesday and reset day, I have plenty to dive into. Thanks to you and yours. So thank you a ton, Clayton.
Yeah.
And sitting just next to him, someone that needs no introduction, but will still risk it anyway, just to make sure everyone's all caught up. The one and only the sandbox craft lead here at Bungie, the one and only Mr. Chris Proctor. Chris, how's it going?
Good, thanks, Andy.
So anyone who may not have seen you on the Into the Light streams in the past or heard you in podcasts around the community, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
So I'm Chris Proctor, Sandbox Craft Lead on Destiny 2 here at Bungie.
W-Mans.
I work with the rest of the Sandbox team and Destiny leadership, other teams, to make sure that we're always hitting that gameplay quality bar that Bungie is renowned for. I occasionally also make a few things for the game.
Yep, it's not an easy job, but we thank you all for doing it. And also, I want to note, chat's calling you out immediately. You're getting a lot of love already. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Now, we're going to go ahead and dive into episode Revenant, which again is launching just next week on October 8th. But before we go ahead and dive into that, Jerome, we're on the verge now in the last week of completing episode Echoes. Can you tell us a little bit about the story that got us to where we are now?
Sure, absolutely. Well, let's start with the death of the witness, who
That
we
guy.
thoroughly destroyed.
Absolutely.
And his giant, smoky, billowing head dissipated into a mist of darkness, which then coalesced with the Traveler's Light.
Yeah.
Right? Crystallizing
dangerous.
into the Echoes, which fell into the Soul System. One of those fell, of course, to Maya Sundaresh, which we know from episode 1.
Yeah.
And it fundamentally changed how the Vex saw themselves. And now we're going to get the same treatment with the Scorn, because one of the Echoes will be falling to Fikrul, leader of the undead Elixni army.
Yeah.
And similarly, that Echo is going to prompt the Scorn to evolve, to see themselves in a new way, and to fundamentally change what they are. And I won't spoil anything. I'll let players discover that for themselves. But suffice it to say, Fikrul is evolving his army, he's growing his army, and in order to build Scorn armies, you need a bunch of corpses.
Interesting.
Which is not necessarily in the best interest of the Elixni. So we will be teaming up with Mithrax.
Speaking of Fikrul, we see him right here as well now. We're taking a look at the new art for episode Revenant as well.
So
Fikrul's gotten a bit of a glow up, I think.
Absolutely.
to quote the kids.
This whole episode is metal. And I think that shows it right there. That accurately depicts the tone of the season.
Yeah. It's not messing around. I will say, we won't watch the trailer today, but when folks see the trailer, you're right. Metal is the right word to use.
So much slaying.
Seriously.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But the Elixni, of course, want to prevent this, and so we'll be teaming up with Mithrax, the Kell of House Light, and his daughter, Ido, the adorable Ido.
Must be
whom I love.
protected at all costs.
Absolutely.
Thoroughly, yeah.
And she will be bringing her expertise in herbology
I don't know
and ancient
any of
Elixni
these
lore to help
characters
us
they're
craft
talking about,
tonics to
be honest.
imbue us with the power that we need to battle this evolving Scorn army.
Interesting. That is, thank you, by the way, for not only, now you've narrative directed us into our segue as well, so thank you very much. Narrative design as well. And so I think we should go ahead and dive into a little bit of gameplay. Starting over here with you, Clayton. So we just heard a little bit about some new tonics and everything. Can you tell us a little bit about where we are and what we're going to be doing here? This is the new apothecary, I believe?
That's right. So we're in the
here we
apothecary space,
go.
and Jerome was just mentioning the tonics and potions that we'll be crafting. They come in two flavors. They come in combat flavors and they come in reward flavors.
Okay.
The combat flavors are going to enhance, or rather boost your artifact perks, specific ones.
Yeah.
higher rarities of these tonics will boost multiple artifact perks, which is
Wind
really
chill.
great.
Okay. Yeah.
And then on
Armor
the
from
reward
Hailstorm,
side,
shattering
we wanted
frozen targets,
to
stasis crystals, deals
create a
increased
new
damage.
or novel way to chase
Dang.
your gear and your weapons that you love.
Yeah.
And we took a lot of inspiration from the success of Into the Light, where players got to attune to specific weapons. And so with your reward tonics, you'll be able to attune to specific weapons within the season.
Very nice.
They're not craftable in this season, which is important to know.
They're not
but you will be
craftable.
able to target them,
Nice.
and they'll have enhanced perks.
Got it.
Hell
okay.
yeah,
So you'll
back
be
to
able
the
go ahead and
actual
chase down that
farming
god
the
role
roles
you're
you
looking so
want.
desperately
Absolutely.
for.
Rather than just
with the
crafting
help of
it.
this.
W change, man.
Also, you have
W
the build
change.
crafters out there. They're going to have even more to dive into than maybe just the episode artifact and everything. These are going to go ahead and help just boost a lot of those traits, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So build crafters, make sure your appetites are whetted
These are
and ready.
dope.
There's going to be plenty of stuff for you to go ahead and dive into. But we're going to go ahead also and dive into some of the meat and potatoes of today's stream, proverbially speaking. As we're on our way over
60
to
minutes to get
Onslaught,
those.
Clayton, I just want to go ahead and also start there. Onslaught's getting kind of a new revamp this
Onslaught?
episode as well. You
Revamp?
guys have left proverbially very few, if any, stones untouched this time around.
Correct. Yeah. And so, we heard players' feedback. They wanted to see us invest in Onslaught. We are coming out with a brand new
Nice.
Onslaught called Onslaught Salvation.
Yeah.
Onslaught
We're going
Salvation.
to have 3 maps that you'll be
Interesting, yeah.
in there. You will have some new defenses. We'll have enemy factions that will be fighting
Nice.
into the theme of this episode. We'll have the Scorn. We'll have the Dark Cabal.
That's right.
A
Yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of other
Let's
new
go.
stuff that we can get into.
Hell
Excellent.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll be diving into that here briefly. You can see our fire team
Let's
is now on their
go.
way. While we're on the way over
Let
as
'em
well,
cook.
I heard a brief mention of our friends in the Shadow Legion as well. Can you tell us what the Shadow Legion is doing here and why they might be in league with Fickrel, Jerome?
The Shadow Legion are bumming. They are in utter disarray. Their leader has been slain, and
I like
they
that
are
they're
grasping
reworking
to anyone
Onslaught
who
again,
can
like
keep
adding
them
more to
in,
it.
Yeah.
in power.
Rather than
Yeah.
just leaving
And
it.
Fickrel holds the most powerful artifact around now.
Got it.
So they will be doing his bidding, though it will be a tenuous alliance.
They're going with Fickrel's Riz just for right now, but that may not be the case later on.
That's right. We
Okay.
will do our best to stomp that out.
Thank you. All right, fair enough. Much appreciated. All right, so now we are here. We're in
Nice.
Onslaught.
Widow's
We're
Court?
on
Hell yeah.
Widow's Court.
Yeah. So PvP players will recognize this map, and they'll also recognize some of the changes that we've done to accommodate for the slaying, the amounts of slaying
Hell
that is
yeah.
necessary for an Onslaught
Yeah.
activity.
Yeah, a quick refresher for the folks at home that may not have dove into Onslaught recently or since Into the Light. There is the 10 level mode and the 50 level mode, isn't that correct?
Right. So Onslaught Salvation.
Look at
will
these
also
new
be coming
weapons. So we
with
got the
the,
stasis.
3
What is
modes
that? You
they've,
see that one-shot
had in the
stasis
past,
thing?
which is the playlist 10 wave mode, the normal 50
Oh, wait, no,
wave
maybe he
mode,
only has
and then
one
we'll have
bullet
our
left in it.
expert 50 wave mode.
That stasis
and the
SMG
new
looks
thing about
tough.
Onslaught Salvation, one of the new things is that
Or whatever the hell
it will
that
not
is.
be power
What is
fixed
that?
like it was prior in Into the Light.
Is that an
Power-
SMG?
Power enabled, so your armor and your weapons will matter even more.
It has one shot in the
It will
magazine, but I
be
don't know if he
at
has
the
to
start
reload.
more difficult,
Yeah.
but you can, through getting better, more
Shoot
power
it.
and grinding that artifact level, you'll be able to kind of outweigh that difficulty.
Yeah.
And you'll also be able to
see this
rely
thing.
on some of the new defenses as
Yeah,
well.
I was going to say, we
It's
were just
got
looking
unlimited.
at
It's a
turret that
GL?
maybe Guardians haven't seen
Oh, it's a
since the
primary
days
GL?
on the Moon in D1?
Yeah.
Oh, it
What's
is.
going on?
It's
We
got
some new
unlimited
defenses,
ammo.
obviously.
We have some new defenses. So,
Dang.
Ashley Baker is one of the tech designers.
Yo,
on
that's
She's on our
wild.
team right now, and she has helped us build.
It's got
these
unlimited
defenses.
ammo,
So
too.
as
Is
well
that
as other
a
things in Onslaught. She's
exotic,
worked with the Sandbox
maybe?
team, who have knocked out
Yeah,
the
that
park
thing's
with
going
Rifle.
crazy.
So it is kind of standard viable turret at first, but
Oh,
upgrade
hell yeah.
3, it's going to have more health. It's going to be dealing more damage, but it's also going to have scorching rounds come out
Yeah,
of it.
that's sick.
And what the cool thing about that is
Yeah.
that if you have build crafting with
That's gonna go really good
fragments
with
or what
stasis
have you
builds.
in
Oh, look at
Scorching,
this,
that will
shotgun.
play off that if you're the rider.
Very nice.
Turret,
Okay.
yeah.
So you can go ahead and really scorch everyone. Just
Everyone,
as much as
clumps
possible.
of enemies,
Yeah.
those annoying demolitionists that come in front of the ADU and scare the hell out of you.
Yeah, they do. That
This
was my
might be the
words, okay?
season
They do
pass.
scare that.
Yeah.
All right.
Exotic.
So in the subject or in the
I know,
topic
right?
of new defenses. So we're bringing
Neon,
back the
right?
turrets
They've
from
improved.
this decade of Destiny, but also there's some other ones available as well. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe some new defenses that are on the way?
Yes, so the other one that we have is the Airstrike,
Yes.
which will have 3 cannons when you purchase it, or upgrade it. They'll be replenished there. And what that allows you to do is essentially mark anywhere on the
Yeah,
ground.
overload
Yeah.
GL.
And when an
oh.
enemy or enemies run
Oh,
over
that's
it,
that
a
tarnished
giant
enemy.
beam It will come down from the sky and obliterate your enemies.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep a
That
little
thing
bit of
just
a
rolled
secret
him.
for higher upgrades. I want to
This
release
got cooked.
everything
That's fair.
but there's some really nice
Yeah,
upgrades.
Nimbus.
Is that one of those special enemies or no? I
Right,
can't
yeah,
tell.
exactly. And actually, so just to
No,
double
it
check as
wasn't.
well, with the
I don't think
airstrikes,
so. I
it's
think
not
it just
just
got
you
cooked.
plant it and it fires. It actually has to wait for someone to kind of trigger that.
Or
waits
maybe
for
there
someone to
is.
come over.
I
Yeah.
can't tell.
So much like the tripwire, which
Yeah.
we are also updating
Yeah.
for Onslaught Salvation. We've heard the feedback about the tripwires, and we want to bring their value up a little bit more. So now they're going to be
He's using 2
exploding with
stasis weapons?
slow
No, he's using
fields.
1
And
stasis
higher
and 2
upgrades
art.
will be creating stasis crystals for you to play off of if you have a stasis build, or
Yeah.
stasis weapon. And then I'm happy to share that those updates will also be available in the original Onslaught as well.
Very nice. Okay, so all the updates that are happening to the defenses that are available in Onslaught Salvation will be available in the traditional Onslaught mode as well.
Just the tripwires, yeah.
Very exciting. Okay, nice. Good to see.
Yeah.
While we're on the topic of stasis and obviously looking at our tools for destruction, Chris, I'd be remiss if I didn't try and bring up the new breach loading grenade launcher that our fire team
you
here
see
is
that
getting a lot of
other-
use out of.
Wait.
There's obviously
Is that
a
just
decent chunk of new
microcosm? Was that
weapons
an
arriving
ornament for
with
it?
Revenant, but let's start here. This is the new seasonal, or pardon me, episodic exotic.
Yeah, this would be the season pass exotic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the,
there's season pass exotic. Yep.
Stasis
Like I
primary ammo
called.
grenade launcher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we've only had one primary ammo grenade launcher before, which is Fighting Lion,
Fighting line.
which is
There it
getting,
is.
getting a buff this season as well. Actually, it'll
That's right. Yeah.
make enemies volatile when it hits them. So like
Oh.
serious build crafting there.
Fighting
particularly
lion
effectively.
buff.
But anyway,
Volatile rounds when you hit them.
So this is a
Or
bit
making them
different in that
volatile?
It's also a like
It's good.
projectiles travel in a straight line. So like mountaintop.
Yeah.
Oh,
hits
I
pretty hard.
see.
But the exotic part of it is that as you defeat enemies, you will gather these remnants, which will fill up the exotic bar, which you can see in the HUD when people aren't dead.
Yeah. It's the shame.
They're kind of cooking.
They're
man.
an expert.
No, that's true. Yeah, this is, we should
Honestly.
note for the Guardians at home, this is an expert mode, so they're
it
taking
is a
the hard
tough
way,
activity.
obviously.
But yeah, so when the bar reaches 50%, you can special reload, and your next shot will launch a special ammo brick for you and your allies to pick up.
Very nice.
And when you reach 100, you can special reload and launch heavy ammo. So this lets you really go in on a new type of support role, which
Yeah.
is like ammo support, which we haven't really seen in the game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think on my side, I really just spend a lot of the time getting like
That
the
is
Seeker and
fire.
Finder mods on my helmet, but it seems like a nice additional way to go ahead and make sure that you're really feeding the fire, feeding the fuel, pardon me, of the heavy ammo burners like myself who have
yeah.
been addicted to microcosm recently. So
So potentially you could have one person in the fire team go all in on ammo generation.
Yeah.
And, the other folks build
Very
something else.
also, so Clayton, when it comes to the other stuff that's arriving with Onslaught Salvation, are there any new things we're looking forward to?
3
I know
new
that we're
Onslaught
obviously
maps,
fighting the evolved Scorn, but are there any new bosses or anything people can look forward to?
Right. So
Whoever's doing the gameplay is actually
Fickle
on point,
Scorn are
though,
also
with, like,
gonna be
showing the
coming out
stuff.
With what we're calling the
Well,
Revenant
he like
Baron.
popped the ammo
And that
or whatever.
thing is scary.
They're kinda
And you'll see
cooking.
it on wave 6 here in a second when the players are instructed to go into like a Revenant nest and go and
Yeah.
save the Elixir from being captured.
Yeah.
These Revenant
I know.
Barons, they stalk the area, and when you kill them, they will create a Revenant totem which flies in a random direction,
Yeah.
leaving a trail so you can kind of like stalk it, find it.
Yeah.
You have to kill it before it would respawn the Revenant Baron.
I know, Mike.
Yeah,
really.
so there's some hide and seek gameplay there. Yeah, and so we also have for the
This
reward
shotgun's cool too. It's
side,
like a 2-shot
starting
burst
on wave
almost,
30,
or
set
something.
3, players will have a small chance to get a fully masterwork double perk episodic weapon.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and on expert, like we're playing,
Yeah.
if you remember the bonus chest on harder difficulties will show up. So if you're playing on expert, you have 2 chances.
Okay, all right. So really make sure you're pushing through those final levels. Try and hit that ceiling of level 50 so you can really facilitate the loot grind as much as
Wow.
100%.
you can. Something we mentioned recently in one of our Dev Insight logs as well are Banes, which are going to be making an appearance here in Onslaught. Can you tell us a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, so we'll be with the expert mode only. We'll be having Banes throughout the activity, and we'll also be adding mods. So it's really nice to have them show up because they add another layer of replayability into expert. You don't know if you're going to get the gaseous one where you got a dot on you, or if you have to break line of sight, but it adds a fun variability within the gameplay, so every wave feels different.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have. Oh, please.
I just wanted to point out
Yeah,
here,
please.
you'll notice 2 things. First off,
Oh,
the
there's
fire team is tracking that Revenant Baron, just like you said.
Yeah.
And also freeing captured Elixir. And as to why
Right.
people want to keep Eliksni captives alive. I'll save that for the players to discover.
Sounds devious.
The other thing is that you'll see Crow chiming in a lot. He's features prominently in the season.
Right, yeah.
Because he is inadvertently, of course, responsible for creating Fickrel, and so it's his responsibility as the new Hunter Vanguard to rectify his old problem.
Interesting. Even though he can't be like, hey man, that was Ultron, that wasn't me. He's going to step up and take responsibility for that.
Absolutely.
Old Fickrel's fickle out there. Even to
it is a burst shotgun.
We're going to be hanging out with Crow, with Ido, and with Mithrax. Obviously, the main kind of part of the story. They're going to be the ones that we're going to be hanging out with.
It needs an ornament or something.
There will be some other Eliksni, some venerable old school Eliksni that poke their heads in that you'll see some drama with. I won't say any more than that.
Fair.
But, it will be in everyone's interest to see Fickrel go down here.
Okay, got it. A little bit of enemy, my enemy. In this case, they're all our enemy.
That's right.
Fair enough. Actually, really quickly, Clayton, I know we kind of touched on several different subjects here between the different defenses, different enemies, the different kind of, structural opportunities that Onslaught Salvation has provided you. What was it like, sitting down with a team and sort of looking at this new refresh on this activity? Like, did you guys take any big challenges for yourself where, like, we want to do this?
Yeah, we knew we just wanted to build and evolve and just do more.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
It's a metal episode.
I like this
we
GL.
want to do Onslaught. Let's metal it up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So things like the turret, things like the Revenant Baron. We really want to play into the themes of this kind of haunting, spooky episode.
Transcending.
And you're seeing that in the world art. You're seeing that in the different defenses and the mechanics that we're bringing in as well. Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention too is we are updating the moth yards from the original Onslaught.
Oh, really?
We've heard feedback from there. It's taking a little bit longer. We want to bring our goal is to bring that in line with the rest of the maps of the original Onslaught. So we're making some updates there to get that to go.
Very exciting. So reasons obviously to dive into all versions of Onslaught as we go ahead and move into Revenant.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
I didn't even notice that.
Actually,
until you
while
said
we're here,
something.
here, slaying out as best as we can against this new undead army, Chris, we're going to have obviously a slew of new episodic
crazy.
weapons arriving this time.
Oh, he's cooking with it though.
I know we've kind of spoken about
Let's
this,
get Dozer,
this
man.
breech-loading grenade launcher. Are there any other notable ones that you're most interested in, or most excited, rather, I should say, in bringing back?
Yeah, there are a few weapons that I'm going to personally be chasing.
There's the ammo.
I'm particularly fond of the new double
That's
fire
so funny.
stasis grenade launcher.
Yes.
Only the third double fire in the game, and the other two are energy slot.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to run this in your kinetic slot.
Unstoppable.
It's got the new perk Envious Arsenal, which is like directly targeted at damage rotations. So whenever you do damage with the other two weapons, the one reloads.
Yeah.
So you can cycle between your weapons, get it back. And it also has chill clip, which on a double fire is particularly
It is kind of crazy.
Devious, honestly.
twice or 4 times.
Yeah.
It also
To
has some
shoot out
cool
ammo.
synergies with the new perks on some of the other weapons. So the hand cannon can run the new perk Rhyme Stealer, which every time you shatter a stasis crystal or a frozen enemy will grant you frost armor, which is the new verb we introduced recently.
Right.
Nice.
And that can also roll with Headstone, which will generate stasis crystals.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
you've got this like self-contained loop there.
Yeah.
Stone.
Submachine gun is an arc precision, and that's got the new perk. Shoot, what is the name of that?
My memory's failing me as well.
Anyway, it directly ties back into Jolt, right? Like the
Right, thank you.
Vault Shot is great, but it requires a reload on your weapon
Oh?
after a kill.
Yeah.
This one's triggered on sustained damage. So
Oh.
you jolt the target.
You
and
jolt
then
without
the perk
having to
on your
reload
other
on this new
columns
Arc
must change,
SMG.
which every time you apply a debuff, gives you a reload speed buff. So you'll be constantly having that loop cycle.
Yeah. And also, so we're going to look at the
Nice.
new artifact here in a little bit once we go ahead and move through this final wave of what's in front of us right now. But there's also, it's been featured a little bit in some art about Destiny's 10th anniversary, an exotic of yesteryear, we'd say, for all the Guardians who have been sticking around for a while, rather. Icebreaker is returning.
Icebreaker,
Yeah, Icebreaker is coming back. It's something that we've been holding off on doing just because the ammo economy issues that are introduced in Destiny 1 are pretty dire.
Yeah.
But we've got a version here which we think lets you get back into that fantasy of just like always having uptime on the weapon without letting you just hang back and like plink away at enemies from range, which you never like. So the way it works is assists and final blows with other weapons will just generate ammo for Icebreaker.
Got it.
Like a
Okay.
10-round magazine, which is also the
So
same
to
size
make
as
ammo
reserves.
for it, you got to
Yeah.
get kills
So
and
the
assists
play
with
is
other
within between boss
weapons.
damage phases or something. You and your team slay out, and as long as you're getting assists or kills, you'll
I
come
thought
back
that's
in
a.
full loaded.
How did it work in D1?
And you
It
know,
was just
Destiny 1,
unlimited
there
ammo
wasn't
no matter
actually
what.
any
or
ice to
something?
break, right? So
True.
this time we actually have a bunch of ice that you can break. I won't go into details. We've got limited time. But
Fair enough. Okay.
Ties deeply into
Yeah,
life.
this stasis,
Stasis
episode will certainly
icebreaker
be giving
confirmed.
people a lot of reasons to break the proverbial ice by the sounds of it. No, that's very exciting to check out. Now, while we're still here, let's go ahead and check out the new artifact that's going to be arriving. We love getting a chance to show all of you folks this.
Oh,
area
here's
so
the
you can go ahead and
artifact.
start your build crafting. But Chris, I
Anti-barrier
know obviously
scout,
last time around,
Overload
if I
SMG,
had to kind of paint it
unstoppable
with a
pulse,
meta, I'd say rather
barrier
be very focused
shotgun,
on sniper rifles,
overload
solar.
GL.
If there was a similar theme for this particular artifact, what
Well,
would it be?
Frost Armor's active
So it
stasis.
goes
What
very
seems
hard
like
into
stasis
stasis.
heavy for
Touches all
sure.
the
Killing
stasis
breeze.
verbs. If you want to make a stasis build, you can amplify it in a bunch of ways.
Yeah.
Here, we're also adding a bunch of grenade launcher perks. So we've got
Nice.
overload grenade launchers, which is great, like tagging those like super deadly overload champions.
Yeah.
Also bringing back a variant of like
Wind
everyone's
chill.
favorite grenade launcher
Yeah.
Artifact perk, Breach and Clear.
Oh yes.
Breach and
So you can weaken
clear.
enemies.
Hell
And then when
yeah.
you boost it, you can get the second part of the
Let's
perk. As I
go.
was saying earlier, you can
GL
boost
meta.
Artifact perks with the
Get those
motion system.
GLs ready,
Yeah.
folks.
I also will admit I'm very selfishly excited to see anti-barrier scout rifle back. It's
Yeah.
been so long.
Anti-barrier.
I've missed it.
Barrier Scout is great.
I'm going to pretend like that's just for me, for my own benefit today.
We're trying something a bit different with this artifact as well, in that so the first column is all anti-champion mods, and the final column is all of the pinnacle ones, like the capstones for your artifact build.
Right. Yeah.
But columns 2, 3, and 4
Very
are
stasis
roughly equivalent
heavy.
in power, which will let you mix and match them more freely instead of feeling
Stasis
like
and
you
GL
have
heavy,
to like
for
go
sure.
for the top tier ones. They're all
Right.
Because of reload using
usable.
GL to
Yeah.
damage a
It's
boss.
less of a linear
damage a
escalation, more just a
champion.
mix and
Yep.
match in a lot of ways. Very exciting. Okay. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for players to go ahead and amplify
Same
their
damage
build,
with
go
the
ahead and
power
really
grenade
lean
launcher
into one
causes
play style.
combatant.
If again you're like me and want to run double grenade launchers, this feels like
Well, I
a
gotta go back and,
remarkably
like,
great
clip all
season to be
this.
doing that, especially with the Fighting Lion buff. Thank you for sharing that with us. But I believe that actually wraps us up for this particular segment of Onslaught. But there's also a couple more things that I wanted to go ahead and tease for the arrival of Act 1. For starters, an old favorite strike is going to be making its return. The Inverted Spire is returning.
Oh.
But Clayton, it's not coming back exactly as people remember it, is it?
Inverted
Nope,
Spire.
We're taking an approach and adjusting all the encounters,
Yeah.
and you'll see more Vex than what you're used to.
That's true. I can confirm. My compatriot on the social media team, Mitch, showed me through it a little bit. The only thing I'll spoil is if you like death lasers, you're going to have a great time out there.
Oh, joy.
And then in addition to that, there's one more thing we wanted to add in. Arriving with Act 2, mind you, of Revenant, and I'm going to read this to make sure I get it right, inspired from a fan favorite activity from Destiny's past. We're going to go ahead and bring back an activity, but we're not going to tell you anything outside of that. So chat, speculate, let us know what you think. Go ahead and shout us out on Twitter or wherever it is if you like to
Ooh.
hang out online.
I wonder what that's going to be.
With that, I think we're going and ready to get ready, pardon me, for the next segment. But in the meantime, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time to join us and share a little bit of what's arriving with Revenant. We appreciate your time so much today.
Yeah, thanks for
It's been
having
a
us.
pleasure. Thank you for having us.
It takes a lot to make me look good, so thank you guys for stepping up here and helping out. I appreciate it. Now, as we transition into our next stage, we've got what we've called in my notes the cool stuff segment, and I think it lives up to that. So we'll go ahead and show you a little bit more of what's to be arriving with Revenant, including what you're seeing here on your screen right now. This is the second earnable skimmer that's going to be arriving in
Oh,
Destiny 2.
more skimmers.
The aptly named, we'll wait for it to highlight, the Zerfboard.
The Zerfboard,
I'm
hell
so glad
yeah.
that was the name of the stuff. As you can see, it features some
Let's
very
go.
unique 9 styling, inspired by Xur himself. Both top and bottom
W
are very
Xur, man.
arted up. The top's obviously a little bit more visible here, but if you do a sweet front
Zerfboard.
flip or backflip if you're capable of it, you can go ahead and
I
see
hate that
all
that's
sides of
actually
it.
funny.
Notably,
I
this is
can't
going to be earnable. So if you go ahead and start saving up those strange coins now, it's
yeah.
going to
Oh,
cost you
for
97 of them.
97
so if you're like
strange
me
coins.
and spend your weekends spending all those
Hell
extra
yeah.
strange coins at Xur to go ahead and get more rolls on your
Get the
exotic class item.
Zerfboard.
Maybe save up for a week or two.
Damn, they're cooking.
Also, because I work here, I've started saving up already, spoiler alert. But the Zerfboard will be in with the arrival of Revenant, so make sure
Is
you go ahead
Sparrow
and
Tech
grab
dead,
the
folks?
first
I
earnable
think it
skimmer
is.
since the Guardian Games. In addition to that, we obviously have mentioned very recently that we're going to be having a new dungeon arriving
Yep.
with Revenant, and as a part of this, we're going to be doing a dungeon race
Yep.
in cooperation with our friends over at Twitch Rivals. We've put the sign up link out there. It's available on our social media channels or in the TWID, or if you prefer your URL's phonetic, it's bung.ie/Twitch Rivals. You can go ahead and head out there, sign up with your fire team, and make sure that you're ready to go ahead and take on this new challenge, which will again also provide some additional chances for Bungie rewards. You can see here on screen, we've got a look at the hoodie that will be earnable along with the bracelet.
Dang, that's fresh.
But perhaps what's most interesting about the hoodie is that as a part of the dungeon race, if you're one of the top 3 teams to go ahead and cross that proverbial finish line, then we'll be able to ship out a special embroidered version with your gamer tag on it as well. So make sure and go ahead and dive on in.
Let me win that.
And prepare to try and cross that finish line first. And now we're also going to take one quick look. Festival of the Lost is going to be arriving.
Oh, yeah,
with,
Festival of the
Act
Lost.
1 of Revenant as well. And if you all remember, you took a chance to vote on some armor sets for yourselves.
The
so Hunter's
Wizard.
up first. You can see here we've got the Evil Wizard set. I myself am very looking forward to adding this to my collection. The Evil Gothic set is just going to only dial up more and more. Up next, our friendly neighborhood Warlocks. You've got this to look forward to, including what I think we affectionately refer to as probably the coolest pants we've all ever seen over here at Bungie. And breaking out from the crowd, the Good Wizards.
Hell yeah.
Titans went ahead and voted for it this way.
Titans look
You're gonna
clean as hell.
You're going to have the chance to go ahead and add this into your arsenal as well. So make sure that you're prepared to go ahead and dive on.
Titans
into
got
Festival of the
drip,
Lost
man.
And grab this stuff once it's
Dang.
available. And I'm going to be doing that. So maybe I'm just projecting. But either way, make sure and get ready to go ahead and update your fashion where you can. But now we get to move on to our second segment of the show, where we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about what's further on down the road. So we've talked about what's just around the corner. Let's look forward to Frontiers. And here to help me discuss those topics today, that topic today as well, rather, are these 2 fine individuals to my left, which you've met at some point or another. But again, we'll make sure and introduce them to everyone out there in the crowd. We'll start with you first, Allison. Allison, how's it going?
It's going so good. I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
We're up so early. I'm doing well, thank you so much.
Good.
Allison, obviously narrative director here on Destiny at Bungie. Can you tell anyone who may not have seen you in a Vidoc or one of our past streams a little bit more about yourself and what you do?
Sure. So I'm the narrative director for D2. It is me and my team's job to tell stories. It's our job to take care of our characters, of our arcs. We make you laugh. We make you cry. We make you have feelings that you normally don't have to have in your usual day-to-day life.
I was raised not to feel feelings, so it's a very upsetting experience when I do.
Feelings are distressing. I understand. We also get to plan future things, planning ahead for the arcs to come.
Yes.
Hell
And the saga
yeah.
to
Talking
come.
about, I know, the whole new saga. We'll have a little bit to dive into as well
Yes.
today. I know, I'm so excited. And then also sitting next to her, Robbie Stevens, assistant game director here at Bungie, a man that I've not had a chance to interview since back in my Mixer days. But if you've tuned into these
Mixer.
Bungie streams in the past, you've seen him as well. Robbie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Andy. And I think you've grown a lot since those days.
Thank you. It's been so long, right?
Yeah.
My badge changed and everything. For the folks that may not know you or may not know what a game director does, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, so one of the main things I do as assistant game director for Destiny 2 is I work on the creative direction and vision for where we're going with Destiny coming up in the future with Codename Frontiers. So I get to work with our game director, Tyson Green, and Allison Lurs, our narrative director, and a bunch of our other creative leaders on how we shape the future of Destiny to come.
Very exciting, which we are going to be diving into now. I know we've obviously released
The
some
future.
blogs about the Codename Frontier stuff
Let's go.
already. If you've been out on Bungie.net reading the Dev Insight blogs, there's been a good amount to dive into. But our friends over on the community team as well have been helping us kind of, read more into what the audience feedback has been and what the players are saying. And so we've had obviously some topics come up that I think we should just go ahead and dive on into.
Let's do it.
Let's party.
Absolutely. Okay, that's the right attitude. Let's party at this early in the morning.
Hell yeah.
Always the answer I want to hear. So, Robbie, we'll go ahead and start with you. One of the things we said is that these expansions are going to be medium-sized. Can you help us understand a little bit more about what that means?
What does
Yeah,
that mean?
definitely. So expansions are changing going forward with Codename Frontiers. And so our philosophy behind this is moving from one really big, all-consuming tentpole moment that kind of takes all the oxygen in the room at one point in the year to 2 what we consider big tentpole moments happening in each year. And so those tentpole moments coming twice a year now are going to bring with them fresh content and new stories that are going to move the world of Destiny forward. And to answer your question directly, the way we're kind of looking at the size of these is similar to like Rise of Iron from Destiny 1. But this is happening like twice a year as compared to the past.
Yeah.
And so
Cool. I didn't play D1.
what's kind
so-
of the reason we're talking about this, the rough shape of the
Fortunately.
box here that we're filling is that what comes with it is like each expansion is going to have its own unique version of a campaign and post-game experience.
Nice. What's up, Fox?
That you can dive really deep into beyond the initial playthrough, similar to how things like the Dreaming City or the Pale Heart from the Final Shape had worked, where those beyond those initial campaign experiences, there's like further things to explore and secrets to uncover. And so making our expansions unique and deeply replayable is a big goal for us, in large part to support all the new gear and the new tiering of gear that we're putting into the game, right? And so it's one about, so like, each of these expansions, again, they're going to tell a really compelling story as part of our next saga, but I really want to stress that they're also going to be unique experiences, unique campaigns and post games.
Yeah, I know that's something like, I've kind of overheard some of the conversations where when it comes to these expansions as well, obviously the corollary we're using today is Rise of Iron, but like these are going to be brand new experiences, things that we just like haven't released before in the past.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that as well? Or
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
And so for Codename Apollo specifically, the first expansion coming up with Frontiers, you're going to journey to a Metroidvania-inspired destination, right? That's our guiding light for how we're creating this new location. And so this new destination is going to feature a nonlinear campaign that puts you, in the driver's seat of exploring its world and its story. So this is very different from the past, where you're kind of following a very linear mission structure or line. That's very simple in many ways. And Allison actually recently talked a bunch about this in a blog post.
So when we made the decision to lean into that Metroidvania structure, we knew that the narrative structure had to match, had to complement that structure as well. And so the way that we're going to treat nonlinearity in Codename Apollo is when you arrive at our destination, which is a new destination, you'll be able to decide if you want to go to Region D or Region C, or maybe you want to go check out B, because that's going to be where you get the ability that allows you to access Region A, so you can talk to that character that you really like. We really want that sense of the player being in the driver's seat, of being able to decide where and how they want to explore and discover the secrets that we have in the world. And whichever of those different choices that you make doesn't negate the others. We want you to explore every crevice inside of the experience. And to help support that, we've structured our story in a complementary way. So we'll have the normal kinds of activity dialogue that you normally experience in a campaign, but there's also between 25 and 30 different threads of stories that you can discover and chain together after you complete an activity. There's so much richness to discover that we're creating.
You see that little thread of that shining rock somewhere, you can really just afford to pull on it and just dive in by the sound.
Absolutely, that's what we want you to do.
Okay, that's awesome. So actually, let's go ahead and stay on the topic of story here for just a second as well. I think that there's been some conversations about the future of Destiny, which has obviously been so central to the experience, so core to our characters and our stories. There's been some concern that maybe the new structure might not afford the opportunity for as much story in the past. Can you tell us a little bit about what you guys are planning and what that means?
That would be news to me if it suddenly vanished. I like what
Allison,
I do.
please stay.
Please don't let go. Yeah, exactly.
Is this how we find out?
No, story is destiny. What makes Destiny Destiny is that beating heart of story at its core. That's not going anywhere. The thing that this new structure allows us comes in two parts for story. Part one is pacing. With these 2 tentpole beats a year, the feeling that the world is changing and growing and moving is going to come much quicker now.
You gotta like how passionate they are about what they do.
At a much quicker pace than we used to. Part 2 is focus. Because these are much more focused releases, we don't have to worry about padding the sides with a bunch of extra stuff to kind of fill in the space. Nope, we are zeroing in on exactly what each of these releases is trying to communicate. And so that means we're going to tell a more focused story, and with pacing that keeps up with what fans want.
I mean, it's also too, it's interesting because, obviously the narrative is one big part, the story you're telling, the words on the page, but another part of it, given that we have the unique opportunity with a medium like video games, is how players interact with it. We've seen some comments online and some notable conversations about, go talk to Vendor X, head over to the holodeck and say hello to this other person, go back to Vendor X and shake their hand one more time. Can you tell us a little bit about that structure, what you guys are planning on?
It drives us bonkers too. Yeah. No, we believe that everything should be questioned, right? Like we should be
I know,
questioning
low-key
that
it does.
structure, and we should be reinvestigating it. And starting with Revenant, and especially when we get to Apollo, we're going to be deliberately shaking it up. By the time we get to Apollo, that loop, that pattern is more or less gone. We're shaking things up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Allison spoke to it earlier, but all those threads that you're pulling on, right? Like these are characters
I wish I could have a
out
beard
in the
like
world
that.
you're
That'd be
exploring
awesome.
and discovering, right, as part of your journey here.
Yeah.
And so it's not you going to the same location where you expect to see someone delivering a piece of information to you between, specific missions. It is like you exploring the world, finding these people, pulling on all these different threads in order to discover things within this weird and wonderful
Exactly.
place.
Yeah.
The feedback is loud and clear. We want to keep the player out in the world, out and exploring, and get information to them for a change.
Yeah.
So we're listening.
And also, I mean, I will say, Allison, you didn't arrive empty-handed. You've got some cool concept art to share with us as
I
well.
brought some goodies.
Okay.
I brought some presents.
Thank
I
you.
brought some birthday presents. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy
It's your
birthday, everyone
birthday.
who's born on
Looking at
October 1st.
concept art is always a joy.
Exactly.
It's a good way to go
got
about
me
it.
a
It's better than
birthday
wrapping
gift.
paper
Thank
covering
you.
your PlayStation. I
It's
don't know.
true. It's true.
Let's go ahead and take a look. So this is, we've got up on screen kind of one of our first pieces of concept art from the future. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're looking at here?
No, I can't. On purpose. What I can tell you is that this is some concept art of our new destination, which, like I said, is a new place that we haven't been to before.
Yeah.
Which means that these people that you're seeing are people that we haven't met yet. We're going to learn a
I
lot
see.
more about them, and I love this piece because the longer that you look at it, same with some of the other art that we've shared so far, the more you start to see things that are kind of familiar all the way out at this new location.
Yeah, it's like
so lots of fun things to discover.
What's the symbol on that banner? Is this a seance or a wedding ceremony? Who knows?
I know,
right?
and I'm not telling.
Telling a single soul.
Nope.
Okay, all right. Plenty to dive into, including we've got another piece of concept art is here as well.
Yeah, something we talk about a lot, and like I think the last concept really like spoke to it is like especially when we're developing a new destination like this.
This planet
like,
looks dope.
We really think about like what is a storied history that's happened here. What's something that players can like really sink their teeth into and dig deep into. And going into this concept, something that I love about it that's really resonant with me with a lot of the early creative discussions we had on it is that we wanted this place to feel like an exotic world that is just tailor-built around the joy of discovery, right? And then so within this new destination in
they're
Apollo,
like changing how
you're going
planets-
to be discovering powerful
Like the planet's gonna have the
abilities
story
in
on
order
them,
to
you just go
uncover secrets
discover.
in this location, and in order to carve a path
kinda
to the
crazy.
great mystery at the heart of the planet.
Yeah.
And that's what like these concepts, when I look at them in retrospective as the team is now actively like building a bunch of this stuff. It's very evocative for me from that feeling of like, hey, it's something Tyson and Allison and I talk a lot about is like, how can we get that like grand mystery in that game, that feeling that there's something right around the corner, that like it's kind of has been at the heart of Destiny for a long time.
Yeah.
And as we've been closing down the Light Dark saga, it's been an amazing roller coaster ride, but we want to expand and grow Destiny and we want to change it.
Yeah.
And that's what I think these concepts are starting to speak for us, trying to show not just us telling of like some of that direction.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting to see because I think one thing I've heard you guys talk about a lot as well is, just the inspirations that you want to obviously provide the players. You build these new worlds, but you guys have been diving into a lot of crazy subject matter just on your own to get inspired as well. Can you tell us a little bit about kind of some of the fun reading or listening you've been doing as you've been going through this?
Sure. One of the fun parts about being a creative is that you have to fill the tank with something. And
certainly.
so that means doing a lot of research, finding a lot of other targets in media, or even just like what music you're listening to while you're working on a script, right?
Yeah.
I know for our team, something that really inspired us was music of the 1960s. We listened to a lot of early prog, a lot of King Crimson, and a lot of, The Doors and Jefferson Airplane. We
You're not messing around.
there's a lot of Slaughterhouse-5 inside of this.
Cheery.
We love to look for inspiration outside of just games because there's so much in the world that can fill that tank and get us inspired for what's coming next. And we also look to television, of course, too.
I mean, TV and movies is like to talk about all the line. I mean, Allison as the narrative director, much better at referencing text. I'm a little bit more of a visual guy.
Is that the nice way to say that? 'Cause,
Yeah,
I don't-
it's kind.
Okay,
It's
cool.
kind.
All right, thank you.
Social media and TikTok have rotted us all.
They've just rotted me. Actually.
Yeah. But yeah, like when we talk about like all this inspirational media, like one of the things, Destiny also being a sci-fi game that we talked a bunch about was for Apollo was Scavenger's Reign. That's something that Allison, remember in early concepting we were talking about, and we're like, oh wow, that media, that TV show is so great because like it's familiar in some ways, but as you get closer and you really look at their world, it's really strange and different and weird and mysterious, and it really kind of just builds this halo of allure around it that is something that really spoke to us when we're thinking about like how can we introduce something new to the game at the top of Frontiers.
That's exciting. All right, so there's
They're
obviously a lot of
cooking.
new inspirations. We had a chance to look at some concept art, but Allison, I got to put you on the spot just one last time. Do you have any other teasers for us or anything you can give us before we move on to the next
I got
subject?
a weird one.
Okay, even better.
Okay. So imagine going to a mansion, like a really nice, really big fancy house.
Okay,
And
not just in the tutorial to Tomb Raider.
no, like
Okay, all
like
right.
a nice.
Okay,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
It does,
So
Leo,
you're
it
going
does.
in and looking at like a parlor room or something, and
Yeah.
maybe the owner of the house tells you there's a secret door somewhere in here, and you're looking around and you can see the door that you came through, and you can see the window, but it kind of looks like a dead end, like there's nothing in here. And everyone knows that a good secret door comes from like behind a bookcase. Like you
Right.
go up to a bookcase and pull on a book or a little statue that's been in front of your face the whole time,
Yeah.
but you just haven't had the focus on it yet. And if you pull on that, it opens up the secret door, and suddenly what was a dead end looks like an entryway.
Yeah. So
And
the
that's
whole-
what this saga is.
Okay, that's very exciting. And there won't be like
Dang.
Young Frankenstein where I get stuck in the door. Or
You will
anything.
not get stuck in the door.
Yeah,
No, I will not let anyone get
Not
stuck
even for
inside the
comedic
door.
Or Matthew
value.
McConaughey behind the bookcase. Murph.
Okay, all right. Thank you again, Allison, so much. There's
Absolutely.
obviously a lot of cool stuff to dive into, but
W.
we'll let you and yours keep crafting. But we've got also one more subject as well. Robbie, I'd love to bug you about one more thing, if
Please.
that's all right.
Yeah.
So we've seen some feedback on reward tiers and how there might not be enough variation in loot for players to go ahead and get encouraged to go ahead and keep chasing down more gear. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you're all building right now and kind of what that means to you?
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is like very valid feedback, just acknowledging that in the first place, because the first thing we announced was just like, hey, there's some new tiers, right? And then obviously, yeah, you're going to look at that and go like, well, I have a bunch of amazing armor and weapons now, so like,
Right.
why does this matter in the future? And so. Totally, yeah, that feedback makes a lot of sense to us. And so what's really top of mind and has been for us for a little while now is how we can make not only chasing gear within individual tiers interesting and the whole system interesting, but also how we can make those higher tiers of gear compelling to chase,
Yeah.
right, to have that mountain to climb. And so that comes in two forms that I can talk a little bit about today. One, I can go a little more in depth on, which is our next generation armor.
Yeah.
That's going to be coming with Codename Frontiers. And then we have some really early thinking for weapons.
Okay.
And so for armor, yeah, let's start there.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that okay, Andy?
That's perfect.
Yeah,
If you wouldn't mind, Robbie.
Yeah, I would be
Okay,
happy
thank
to.
you.
So yeah, let me lean in here to focus a little bit. So for next generation armor, we really want to make armor valuable again. We want to make it easier to understand, and we really want it to have create new build crafting identities.
Yeah.
That's something that's like really close to home for us right now because we've had a similar system for quite a while now.
Yeah.
And so part of making it valuable, easy to understand, new identities is going to, one of the big pieces is going to be a large stat rework to the armor pieces themselves. And so there's going to be fewer stats on each individual piece of armor. So it makes it way easier to quickly compare pieces of gear and be like, oh, this one's better than that one. I'm building into a specific, discipline, strength, whatever.
Sure.
And you can better understand that. That also means that there's going to be fewer things we call dump stats.
Sure.
Like you looking at a piece of gear and going like, oh man, it only gives me +5 resilience. I don't really want that.
Trash
That's-
it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And like there's still going to be
that's
cases
true.
where it's like, oh, it has a lot of resilience, but that's not what I'm building into. But it's just going to be way easier to just glance at stuff
Very cool.
Nice.
and figure it out. But beyond that, right? Like, how can we answer that question of how can next gen armor have this new build crafting identity?
Yeah.
It also we want to bring new things to the table.
Yeah.
Right. And so part of the stat rework, we're going to go beyond 100, Andy.
We go beyond
Beyond
sometimes.
100.
Yeah.
Beyond
We've gone
100?
Beyond light.
That's right.
Yep. Beyond dark with prismatic.
What
This
else
just makes
is there?
sense.
Yeah. Now we're going to go beyond 100 with armor. Who knew? Like, who knew that's where we're
Cactus
going?
was ahead of the
It's hidden in
meta,
lore
man.
book somewhere, I'm sure, right, Allison?
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Stats are going to go beyond
I'll double check
100.
that.
Yeah,
But beyond 100.
Don't check the whole. Yeah,
Dang.
so when we go, so what I mean by going beyond 100. So let's talk about strength, for instance. And so this is some early thinking from the team.
Yeah.
So in the 1 to 100 range, it would still reduce your melee cooldown like it does today. It would still have that, so that would still be really easy to understand.
Damn.
But then from that 101 to 200 range, beyond 100, every point into strength at that point would then give you a chance in order to activate a second melee when power melee becomes charged. So basically, you get double melee. You get to double throw your shields, or double throw your knives, or throw whatever warlock space magic stuff they throw. I don't play warlock.
I'm a hunter.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah.
I can't jump. Sorry.
Withering blades for days. That's it. Yeah.
But
That's
really,
wild.
like the key thing to there, right, is like that starts to create an identity for what you want to build craft into. That's very different than just like, oh, hey, yeah, I'm building in a melee, lower cooldown. That's cool. But now you can start build crafting into like, okay, I'm going to regularly, especially at the higher end, start to get double melee charges, right? And so the other thing we're considering right now is also renaming that stat from strength to melee, so that it's just very specific when you look at the gear and kind of like know what it's
cut right to that chase, right?
Yeah. Another big thing that's coming with next generation armor to the game is set bonuses. And so this is something, I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like they're back.
So ready.
We've done like some small versions of it in the past. Have been like individual releases, but we're looking at this as like a holistic new system that's coming with pretty much every piece of new
They're going
legendary
all
armor
out, man.
set
Holy
that
hell.
we create, starting with
Dude,
And so these set bonuses are going to come in the form of wearing 2 or 4 pieces of a 5-piece set. So that gives you flexibility in order to wear an exotic at any point, and then also allows you to mix and match different
bonuses.
sets. So you can actually start looking
Interesting.
at like gear and go like, oh, I have tier 1, tier 2 of one set, tier 3 of other, and I actually want to like mix match them together for different combinatorics for different build crafting identities. I'm getting like really deep into the weeds here, but the thing that's like really exciting about this is that like one of the perks the team is playing around with that these new set bonuses could give you could be one that's built all around like Tex Mechanica style play, which is like all about hip firing, right? And all about that
Yo,
yeehaw.
that's sick.
And then like the more you build into that, you're going to be buffing your Tex Mechanica weapons.
That's actually
And
sick as hell.
That's just like one example. But yeah,
Dang.
it's the whole space. It's
No,
just
so
gonna,
this
like,
is a
really
new
expand and just
generation of
become a
gear.
lot easier
Yeah.
to manage in your head and also build complexity into. And so I'm super stoked for it.
No, you guys obviously have been
They're
doing
gonna
a
have
lot of
new
great stuff.
armor
So
with
we've
new
touched on
tiers and
armor
all
here
this stuff
briefly.
that you can, like,
all that sounds awesome,
build
but can you tell us a
together.
little bit more about weapons and kind of
That's sick.
how they're going to
Eh,
evolve
but,
as well?
it's
so
a whole rework,
we're a
basically,
little
yeah.
earlier on weapons right now. We wanted to talk about next gen armor because we have a lot of juicy, good plans.
They
coming
are
together
cooking
right
a
now.
lot.
But for
God
weapons,
dang.
the thing I can say is that like in the game today, we have higher tiers of weapons to chase, like adepts and raid weapons, right?
Yep.
And so those things with them come with exclusive perks that basically cut above the noise of other weapons you might be earning in any individual release. And so we know from the tiering perspective of weapons themselves that like, hey, we already have this kind of touchstone for us that we see that works pretty well. And it's like, so it's really like, how can we meet or clear that bar, right? Like how can we create those exclusive chases at the top of that aspirational mountain for players to climb?
Yeah, it's basically a
So
Destiny
actually,
3.
additionally, too, we've heard some concerns that obviously we're going to maybe be over-indexing on just bringing back reprised weapons, and Guardians will just be out there chasing down something and re-earning something that's just sitting in the vault anyway. Can you tell us a little bit more about like kind of the weapon chase and what you guys are planning on doing with each subsequent release?
Yeah, so just to like make sure to clear the air here a little bit, right? Like every expansion, every season,
Gary? They're
every
cooking a
raid,
lot,
every
bro.
dungeon, there's gonna be new weapons, right? We're not slowing down there in terms of like making a lot of compelling new weapon content.
Cool. Okay.
But the thing about reprisals and revisions that I think is true for a lot of Destiny players is like you have that favorite gun, right? You have that gun that you loved at one point in time, and over time it's just not as useful in the contemporary tuning, activity, sandbox, whatever, right? Like just something about it isn't as good over the years. And so like we did with the Brave Arsenal and Into the Light, like that's our touchstone for like, hey, how can we go in and update, fan favorite weapons, bring them back, breathe some new life into them, and make them interesting to use again. And I also think what's great about that is that people who never got to use their Recluse or Better Devils or something that we haven't reprised just yet, right? Is like, oh, that's their first time experience with it, and they've heard how cool it is.
To all the Guardians who are going to dive into Revenant and get to try Chroma Rush for the first
Yes.
time.
Oh yeah.
I am trying that gun for the first time. It's so good. I'm glad it's coming
great.
back.
It's great.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that all sounds awesome. So everything that Robbie just spoke to, there's going to be a next gen article, a next gen armor article going up on Bungie.net after the stream wraps
Right
up.
after.
Oh, nice.
But Robbie, is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, so something that I should probably touch on is like we're talking a lot about like all this cool gear and like, but like there's a question here, right? That immediately becomes posed of like why does it matter, right? Like why do I care about it? And so we've talked a little bit, right, about the fact that there's going to be customizable difficulty coming in Destiny with Frontiers, and then also changes to modifiers and things like that with like the Banes that we announced in the recent blog post.
Yeah.
And so to making expansions deeply replayable, kind of like I was talking about earlier in our section, and then the customizable difficulty, and then the new modifier systems. Like, these are all things that are being built into a structure so that you're going to need to chase that high tier gear. You're going to need to craft that complex set bonus, perfect combination of Tex Mechanica gear in order to take on some of the hardest challenges inside of the game. And so this isn't just about changing gear. This is also figuring out how we can bring new and interesting challenge to Destiny and how we can really like breathe life into the challenge of the game.
Very exciting. Awesome.
Yeah. Should be fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, plenty more information on that to arrive on the blog that's going to be arriving on Bungie.net shortly after this. But I don't think I'm going to be able to top what Robbie just said. So we'll go ahead and get ready to go ahead and close out the stream here today by first thanking all of you fine folks at home for joining us today. We love getting a chance to put these streams on and hang out with all of you in the community.
Great
it doesn't
stream.
mean anything unless you show up.
So
thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Bungie.
As a reminder as well, there's a Twitch drop going on right now. That's a heads up. You can probably see it pinned in chat. But just to remind everyone at home that if you've earned the Twitch drop, I should say, rather, it will be arriving on your Guardian when Revenant launches on October 8th.
So
if you don't get it today, worry not. That's by design. It'll be arriving on October 8th, and you'll get to put your shiny new emblem on. And of course, a huge thanks to our guests here, Robbie and Allison. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Andy.
Absolutely. And then the folks from our first segment as well, Chris, Clayton, and Jerome as well, Incredible. Thank you so much for taking them to join us. And of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the amazing folks doing the actual heavy lifting behind the scenes, Peyton, Ashley, and Justin. Thank you so much. Of course, Ashley, one of the folks that helped design a lot of the stuff we looked at today. So thank you all for taking the time to joining us from the throne world, as we call it here, back here in the studio. But yeah, a quick recap. We talked today a little bit about what's to arrive with Act 1 of Revenant, arriving just next week, next reset. It'll be arriving.
I mean, at least it gives you a reason
on October 8th.
Make
sure to go ahead and sign up for the Twitch Rivals Dungeon Race. It'll be shipping out on October 11th. And remember, if you're one of those top 3 teams to go ahead and make your way through, then you'll be able to get the cool embroidered hoodie as well. But there's going to be more information about that arriving on our socials. And then I think that's about it. I think I've concluded my notes here on my laptop. So again, thank you all for taking the time to join us. Make sure and follow us at Destiny the Game across the board on whatever social channel you like. Make sure and check out our Discord as well. We're making some updates out there in terms of the announcement channels. And keep an eye out for the TWID for all this great information. And lastly, but very not least, make sure and head out to Bungie.net after this stream concludes. Read that Next Gen Armor article. We're giving you guys lots of information. Is it fair? No, but we like you, so we're going to keep doing it anyway. So in the meantime, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and we'll see y'all Starside.
Hell yeah. W stream. Bungie, W stream. Oh. Let them cook. Let them cook. Let them cook. Yeah, they went crazy, honestly. They went crazy. Oh yeah, is that article out yet, too? I wonder when that's going up. I'll have to check that out. Whenever they post that. Yo, Vay with the sub for 11 months. Thank you, thank you. A very generous sub for 11 months. You could have subbed anywhere. You have subbed to this stream. Here today, we do not know why, but all we can say is thank you, thank you, thank you. You missed it? Damn, Mario. There's a lot of good news that they just released. See, I don't play that crap, Leo, so I'm chilling. I could only imagine, though. Definitely gonna be interesting. Nice. Yeah, there it is for the Bungie stream. No, surprisingly not Ultros. That's how you know it was good. That's how you know they cooked. Let's go, Bungie. Telling you, man. I was impressed, honestly, with that live stream. A lot of stuff that I didn't even expect them to talk about Frontiers at all. I thought it was just Revenant. Yep, it's the bow this week, and then the GM. Devil's Lair, there it is. But yeah, get those GLs ready, folks. That's for sure. Breach and Clear's coming back. Dang. But yeah, honestly, Neon, honestly. Oh, just any of them, Chase. Doesn't have to be. You don't need a stasis one because the seasonal one is stasis, and that thing looks insane anyway. So. Shattered Drone Pinnacle. Ugh. Yeah, it looks... I'm waiting for this article that they're supposed to post. Oh, wait, hold on. They posted it already. Hold on. We just heard about it, but, I mean, this might be a little bit more information. Alright, next generation armor. TLDR, armor will be a more active, interesting part of build crafting. Stats will be reworked to be more impactful, less confusing, and less constraining. Set bonuses will be introduced to give individual armor sets more unique identities and build crafting elements. Basically what we just heard. So rework stat mechanics. Stat effects will no longer be tiered every 10 points. Every point in a stat will provide a benefit. This change is intended to reduce the lock-in effect that happens when a fine-tuned combination of stat values make it feel impossible to switch out any single armor piece. Stat effects will be capped at 200, with a range from 101 to 200 providing an additional powerful effect, building on the base effect. This change is intended to support deeper investment in a smaller number of stats and spikier stat distributions on armor with fewer secondary dump stats. Nice. Legendary armor will have a stat archetype which determines the primary and secondary stat types, with a third stat being a free roll. The values of these stats should be overall spikier, leading to fewer points in dump stats. The class slot, Hunter Cloaks, Warlock Bonds, and Titan Marks will have full stat distributions on par with other slots. Wow. Look at the stats on that. Good lord. 150 discipline and 200 strength. Brawler armor. Brawler armor archetypes have extreme melee and other close range capabilities. Nice. New stats. Improve specific weak stats that offer little value. Reduce or eliminate mandatory must-have stats. Overall improve understandability of stats and their effects. Discipline from 1 to 100 provides increasing grenade cooldown reduction. From 101 to 200 provides an increasing chance to gain a bonus grenade charge whenever your grenade becomes available. Stat renamed to grenade to improve readability. Strength from 1 to 100 provides increasing melee cooldown reduction. From 101 to 200 provides an increasing chance to gain a bonus melee charge whenever your powered melee becomes available. Special ammo from 1 to 100 increases rate at which special ammo bricks drop from final blows. From 101 to 200 provides an increasing chance that a double-sized brick will drop. So like that ammo thing that we were talking about. Nice. Set bonuses. The second major change to armor is the introduction of set bonuses. Think of them like an origin trait for armor. They'll represent the theme of armor and allow you to reflect the fantasy in the way your build plays. Set bonuses are perks granted when you equip 2 and 4 pieces of the armor from the same set. This allows you to either commit on 2 bonuses from the same set or find combinations that fit your unique needs. We're keeping both approaches in mind as they take shape, All right, excited to see what Guardian chooses. All right, blah, blah, blah. All right, so perk 1, 2 pieces. While shooting from the hip, you have increased movement speed and weapon handling. Effect increases when you score hits. When you have 4 pieces, weapons have increased range and accuracy when hip fired. Non-stop aggression. Final blows with freshly reloaded weapons heal you. Nice. With 4 of them, damaging a target with a shotgun or fusion rifle increases the damage it takes from those weapons for a short time. Demolitions expert. Direct hits with explosive weapons temporarily increase our reload speed. With 4 pieces, repeated direct hits with explosive weapons temporarily increase grenade ability damage. Vanguard operative. Activating your grenade gives you and nearby allies damage resistance against combatants. And then for 4 pieces, defeating champions with a finisher generates special ammo for you and your fire team. That's kind of cool. So like these little things that you can add on your armor. So like these are when you have 2 of that theme and then 4. So interesting. I like it. What happens to my old armor? Old Ranger armor will be changed as little as possible, but because the stat mechanics, old armor pieces will have their stat types, but not their values changed around when possible. These changes will be most similar stat, but with some fundamental reworks. This won't always be possible. I see. What about exotic armor? Updating the exotic armor pursuit is on our roadmap. Be part of the initial update. That focusing. Okay, so legendary armor for now. Exotic class item. The legendary class items will be gaining full random stats with this update. We don't wish to add additional randomness to the exotic class item chase. Instead, it will be providing a method for players to update their their existing exotic class items with additional stats of their choosing to bring them in line. Nice. My vault is filled. Where am I supposed to store all this new armor? Okay. How we think we can solve this one? All right, well, find out more about the vault in the future, but hell yeah. That's cool. Nice. I gotta take a leak real quick, but W Bungie, man, they're cooking. Yeah, I like the whole like build crafting concept that they're doing. Bull Wizard! Yo, Buffalo with a sub for 20 months. Thank you, Buffalo, for the very generous sub for 20 months. You could have subbed anywhere. But you have subbed to this stream here today. We do not know why, but all I can say is thank you. I appreciate the very generous sub for 20 months. Well, yeah, Kenny, it's a looter shooter, you know? That's the whole point. Just to grind loot. Pool Wizard. Hell yeah, ballet. Let's go. Yeah? What does that have to do with it, Candy? What do you mean? I'm confused. I'm hyped for this exotic stasis GL. It's gonna be fun to use. It's gonna happen to all your gear. You can still use it. There's just gonna be better gear. All your weapons and stuff are still usable, and armor. It's not going away. There's just the option to build craft even more now. Like none of your stuff's going away. I mean, we're acting like armor's hard to farm in this game. It's not. You go to the helm and you focus some engrams, you got triple 100 pretty quick. You know, it's not like Artifice is that hard to farm either. So I kind of like what they're doing. Switches it up. Game needs a big change anyway, and they're doing it. You know? I'm here for it. Let me buy some bounties before I forget. But yeah, all your stuff's still going to be usable. Like they said. It's not going away. Oh, I can only hold one at a time. I see. Well, never mind. I see. I'll buy these. Can. Nice. I might even give that attention number and nay. Yo, make sure you farm strange coins this weekend. By the way, that's what you could do for anyone. Make sure when Xur shows up on Friday over the weekend, you farm those strange coins. Because for 97 strange coins, you get to buy that the Xurfs board or whatever they're calling it. It's so funny. But you get the skimmer, so if you didn't get it during Guardian games, for 97 strange coins. It's kind of dope that they're doing that. Damn, well, after all that, now what do we do? After all that news. Damn. Damn, Mr. Wizard with the chain on. Go crazy, Pally. My fault. I was not familiar with your game. Man's got the gold chain on. My fault, Pally. I was not familiar. We could do, anyone have any dungeons that they haven't done? That they, like, own? What raid is it this week? It is Garden of Salvation. Meaning... You've cleared that, though, Q. Mr. Death. It's still usable, Mr. Nice. They're gonna change, they said something about... I'll tell you what they said about, like, your old armor. I mean, all your old weapons are still fun. Like, you're gonna have your crafted weapons and all that. They're not going anywhere. If you're talking armor, though, old legendary armor will still be, or will be changed as little as possible, but because of the change to stat mechanics and types are global changes, old armor pieces will have their stat types, but not their values changed around. When possible, these changes will be the most similar stat, but with some stats being fundamentally reworked. This won't always be possible. It's not really, I mean, to be honest though, refarming armor again is probably gonna have to do anyway, isn't really a bad thing. No, it's not really, I mean... They're just diving more in depth into, like, build crafting. That way your armor actually plays a part in it, too, even more. I'm here for it. I mean... I don't know. I'm not opposed to it. I can see why people are kind of upset about it, but at the end of the day, the game's got to change. They got to do new stuff to keep people interested. It's been the same thing for a while now. You know? Whoa, look at that I just got for armor. That was hard work to get my boost and my resilience and discipline. Wow. That was hard work, guys. Bungie, you're ruining my grind for armor, man. Damn you. I can't believe you've done this. That was hard work to get that double spike right there. Damn you, Bungie. I can't believe it. How dare you? It's too easy to get rolls anyway. It's not like it's hard to get the rolls you want. Like, point prove it, you know? That's what I mean when it's not at the end of the world. It's not like you've really got to work that hard for it. It's a funny clip. Like that. Can I help you with something, please? What is that? What would that be? Farm what pool? It might be, you. It might be. It very well could be. Seems like stasis and GLs are going to be the wave for this episode. So break out those stasis builds. Trying to farm a god roll falling guillotine. Isn't that just from the Brave Arsenal? You just run Onslaught, right? I can't really help you get that. You just run I wish, food, I wish. Hell yeah, you, hell yeah. But you just run the Onslaught mode for that. Also, Onslaught getting 3 new maps too, and more stuff added to it. Didn't see that one coming either. That's a dub. Oh, it's an awful week for this week, Kenny, for farmable activities. It's Shattered Drone and Garden of Salvation. It is a boring week for the featured stuff, but it's the last week we got to deal with this, right? You know, just got to get through this last week. It's gonna be tough. They're not really getting rid of weapon crafting, but I think where the game's headed right now is they want you with like the weapon tiers that are coming out, right? And the new system, I think they would rather you actually farm the rolls that you're trying to get rather than just the red borders. Which is fair. I mean, the whole red border grind is like just log in once a week, get your red border, wait till the next week. It's more fun and rewarding when you actually got to farm for a good roll. You still need to get Buried Bloodline. We could probably get some dungeon checkpoints and stuff. Which, I mean, it's always like when we were farming, like take Warlord's Ruin for example, right? Farming for that Indebted Kindness roll, or farming the Ghost of the Deep Dungeon for a God roll rocket. When you finally get it, it's nice. I feel like it's more rewarding rather than just farming it and just getting red borders and hoping whatever. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Oh, it's Avalon. Ugh. It is an awful week. It really is. Jesus. The worst exotic mission. The worst raid to be featured loot wise, and then a dungeon that's pointless. Yeah, it's more rewarding, which I mean, I think that's where they're headed. Yeah, that is Vexcalibur indeed. They really did, Umbro. They said, here's the worst week. Every activity we could give you. Wait for the new episode where it's gonna bang. That's not true, Mr. Wizard. No, not this Friday. Next Friday, Agile. So you want to farm strange coins. Yo, Pool, can you do a favor real quick? Put that black t-shirt on with that hat that you wore that one time with that gold chain. You need to do a quick wardrobe change, please. That's gonna be drip, man. Get to it, Pally. Let's go. Hell yeah. This man's gonna be dripped out of his mind. You would have broke your controller. Why? Because of how bad this week is for loot. Yeah, if you can get the checkpoint next to, by any means, we could do it. Seal. I know, right? Where's Casey and Siva when you need them? Man. Dang, Mr. Wizard. Look at Pool dripped out of his mind. Damn, with the chain and everything. My fault, Wizard. My fault. I was not familiar with your game at all. Dang. Wait, my fault with the matching gold bracelet too? Damn, I know a trash hat would be even better. I agree. You're looking nice, Casey. Please help us. Listen, he's dripped out of his mind right now. Maybe I can get Crota right now. Let me in. Let me in. Alright, I got Crota. Alright, now Casey, if you get the Warlord's Ruin final boss, let me know. That is for Bear Bloodline, indeed, indeed. Oh, that's too funny, Paul. It's too wizard. Alright, we got Crota checkpoint. Now we gotta get the Warlord's final boss. Hell yeah, Casey. I'll wait to join you. Just let me know when you got it, and then we'll start doing some runs. No, they'll carry over, Bamir. You're good. Just make sure you have them in your inventory. You can claim past season stuff too on the Bungie website. So, what's good, Rich? How you doing, man? Let's go, ICG. Let's go. No need to learn. Damn, Gary on Destiny? Where's the Cerberus at? What is this? Damn, this man's got 18,000 Red Death kills? Bro. It's going crazy. Listen, Gary, I do it every time you're on the game, man. You know I always got to. It's just so I could take notes for when I do PvP, that's all. The emblem you will get October 8th when the new episode drops. And Neon with a gifted sub. It goes to Gary. Gary. Thank you for the very generous gifted sub. You could have gifted that anywhere. You have gifted it to this stream here today. We do not know why, but all we can say is thank you. Making that now, folks. A 1 sub train. We are just getting started. Thank you. Good night, Irene. Steel Rain himself. Good to see you, Steel Rain. Good night, Irene. What are you joining me for, Rich? Hold on, we're getting checkpoints real quick. I'll let you know when I join. I'll let you know. Try the new chicken Big Mac. Sorry, I'm trying to lose my tits, not, you know, make them shake even more. The plan for this week, I'm going to be 100% honest, no clue. It is the worst raid, dungeon, and exotic mission featured this week, so couldn't tell you. Buried Bloodline runs, some Crotas, some full dungeon runs with people who just want to run full dungeons for the hell of it, who haven't done them. Join Casey. Hell yeah, boss man. I think Sunshine's got to do that too, so I could take the both of you through at some point. Will I carry anyone? I mean, I took Wooly through it. Thank you, KC, by the way, man. I appreciate you. What we could do before we do Crota, we could do some spoils checkpoints. We could do Bog, then Vow, and then it's probably too early for the Salvation's Edge chest, right, KC? It's probably too early in the week. That way people could buy the red borders. Thank you, Casey. Thank you. Neon. Yeah, if you can. All right, if anyone wants to do the first encounter, not even encounter, the entrance to the Vault of Glass raid, we will do the spoils chest for those, and then we'll do Vow after. And then Casey might be able to get the second chest in Salvation's Edge. We start with that. That way, when we do these Crota pushes, everyone can buy their red water. Everyone will have enough. Holy hell, Swanson, man. Oh my god. I haven't seen you in ages. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Holy hell, how you been? It's been a long, long, long time. I heard about that, Swanson. I heard about that. That's awesome. So, is it like open yet? Oh wait, hold on. We are filled at the moment. This is awkward. Oh, back from you. Thank you, Sunshine. You could just join up after anyway. I know they are, especially with the hurricane, man. I know it flooded there like crazy. It's open and ready to go. Nice, Swanson. All right, so Swanson, what if we host a trash can fitness something at your gym? That'd be kind of fire, honestly. And then Neon would have to go to Florida since he hates it so much too. That might be pretty fun. That would be sick. You gotta show up, Neon. You gotta do it. What do you mean, Gary? Check your head. It's almost done yet. What's up, Smith? How you doing, man? Oh yeah, Steel Rain. I'm just gonna change characters and join back to keep this checkpoint. No one joined yet. Oh, I don't lose a checkpoint. Oh yeah, thank you, Smith. Thank you, thank you. Someone in there who got leader, just give it to me when I'm joining back. That way, when you go to orbit, you don't pull us all. Damn, my fault, Mr. Wizard. I really was not familiar with your game, Pele. Sheesh. He's such a cool ass Civ, honestly. It has been a few months once. It's been pretty good, man. Can't complain. Here. Just streaming as always. That's awesome about the gym, man. That's sick. And then Swanson with a sub for 3 months. Thank you for the sub for 3 months. You could have subbed anywhere, but you have subbed to this stream here today. We do not know why, but I would say thank you, Swanson, man. Listen, folks, it's one sub train. We are just getting started. Yeah, you're good, Chase. You're good. Yeah. Do you live in Florida, Swanson, or did you do just find a gym there that you got to get price on? You're like, well, why not? Oh, there we go. That's awesome. Yeah, the whole clan is just gonna pull up to the gym. A lot of people from Florida in the stream community too. Oh yeah, Chase, there's probably a bunch of people joining right now. Oh, yeah, I probably should have said something, Chase, about let the people that did the chest get it first, but completely forgot to say that, to be honest. I probably should have said something. But everyone will get it. Don't worry. Oh, hell yeah, Swanson. There you go. There you go. There you go. Colorado. I want to go to their baseball stadium. I'm gonna go to a Rockies game. That's the only reason I'd ever go there, to be honest. Or to snowboard, maybe. Maybe. Possibly. Maybe. Nice, Swanson, nice. I went to a, I was in San Diego like 2 weeks ago. I went to a Padres game, and that was sick.